Hey guys, and welcome back to the Accumulation Zone. In today's video we are going to have a look at today's CPI news event trading day on US 30 during the London kill zone and much more. And if you haven't yet, make sure to click on the first link in the video description box below, and then you end up on our free trial page, and simply by filling out this form you get granted a 10-day free trial access to the Scalper Pro indicator. I can really recommend it to you if you're looking for that edge and finally become a consistently profitable trader. There is a learning curve to it. You're not going to be profitable overnight, but I can promise you that if you follow the rules by heart and you put some effort into this, you are going to be profitable. Trade recap. The week is over and I want to be recapping the performance over the whole week on US 30 because that is currently the only chart that I'm focusing on. Alright, but before we get started, I really want you to assume that you don't know anything. I know that might sound a little bit weird, but just for the sake of this video, or let's say basically for the sake of your trading, while you're executing the strategy, assume that you don't know anything else other than, okay, this is a valid entry, I'm going short, I'm placing my stop loss right here at the swing high, I'm taking my profit at 2 risk to reward, and I'm moving my stop loss to break even at 1.5. Everything else, try to forget it. Because I see it myself every day with our community members on Discord and in my own trading. I take the trades and in my head I'm already thinking, okay, this might not work out because we have a fair value gap here, or because we're running into resistance and here's some demand or some support, and here we have a head and shoulder pattern. The problem is that we as traders, we eventually know too much. And it's not a bad thing that we know too much, essentially, but it's also not working out for us most of the times, because when you're in the trade, you're starting to contemplate, okay, is this actually going to work out? I might move my stop loss to break even a little bit earlier on. And for example, what I've done today on US 30, I traded US 30 and I started to look at NASDAQ and S&P. So I was in a short position on US 30 and I moved my stop loss to break even early on because I saw NASDAQ and the S&P 500 already moving above the high where I placed my stop loss at. And turned out that US 30 would have hit take profit anyway. So that's a lesson learned for me, 100%. But yeah, for the sake of this video and by trading the strategy, try to forget everything you know about trading. You just sit there, you take the signals, and that's it. Completely rely on it. And then, only then, it actually works. Alright guys, but now let's get started with Monday. On Monday we had our first entry here. All those trades were already covered in our trade recap. So let me use a little anchor text tool right here, where we are going to be tracking our winning trades and our losing trades. So let's have a look. This current week, our winners, our losers, our break-even trades, and our net profit. Alright, so I'm not fooling you, we are just looking at the trades. We got our first entry signal with this crossover, but our entry happened on a candle after that because we closed below the VWAP right here, placed our stop loss at the swing high, and we hit our take profit straight away for our first winning trade. Alright, after that we got a pullback to the VWAP and got another bearish crossover right here on this candle at 415, placing our stop loss at the VWAP. Didn't help. We have completely reversed basically. This was also a bank holiday in Europe and the UK. But remember, as I already mentioned, US 30 is trading. And if US 30 is trading during the London kill zone, we take the trades. It's as simple as that. We just take them. Pretend that you don't know anything, that today is a bank holiday, or that we have CPI news at Wednesday, on PPI news on Thursday, and unemployment claims on Friday. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned trading the strategy. All right, let's continue with Tuesday. We're currently looking at one winner, one loser, which is adding up to 1% net profit, risking 1% per trade. So now we're looking at Tuesday's price action. Market is opening up at 2 a.m. with a nice momentum candle to the upside. We got our crossover right here on this candle. On 8-cap, the chart that I'm taking my signals from, we got a bullish crossover right here, and we touched the 50 level, making it a valid entry. So I took it, and this entry hit our stop loss pretty quickly, so we can add another losing trade into our stats for this whole week. But with this candle that hit our stop loss, basically, our stop loss has been placed at the VWAP. We have been triggered into a short position since we now switched candle color to a bearish momentum color. We closed below the VWAP and we got our bearish crossover. So I entered into this trade, placing my stop loss at the swing high, body swing high, and it also hit a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So now we're already looking at 2 winners and 2 losing trades. The next short opportunity we got towards the end of the session at 4:25. Placing our stop loss at the swing high and right at the VWAP, perfectly lined up, but it also hit our stop loss. So we're now looking at 3 losing trades and 2 winning trades. But right here, the candle that triggered our stop loss has also actually been a long opportunity since we crossed below the 50 level. We closed above the VWAP and we also just shifted candle colors to a bullish momentum color. So from white to blue, all 3 rules are lining up. We enter into the trade and we hit our 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And now we're already looking at 3 winners, 3 losers, which is adding up at 1% risk per trade to a net profit of 3%. Alright, let's move over to Wednesday's London session. So now we're looking at Wednesday's London session or London kill zone, and we see that our first entry opportunity happened right at 2:05 with this momentum candle to the downside where we just changed our candle color right here. We closed below the VWAP, we had no wick to the downside, and a bearish crossover just happened 1 candle ago. But unfortunately this trade didn't play out and we also did not get an entry into the opposite direction. So we are actually looking at 4 losing trades so far. The next trade after that was pretty much at the high of the session, the entry at the high of the session, and I wanted to chase the momentum of the trade because I did not want to place my stop loss all the way down here because this would necessarily require me to have my take profit target at 2-to-1 for a 70 pip take profit target already after a significant move to the upside during London. So I tried to chase the momentum going for a 2-to-1 risk to reward, but it did not play out and we hit our stop loss for our second losing trade of the day. So we're now looking at 5% at 5 losing trades and we're now back down to 1% net profit. But towards the end of the session, right here at 4:40 on this down close candle, we actually got a new bullish signal. We crossed over bullish on a stochastic RSI. We've been above the VWAP and the momentum color is still colored in blue. So we took the trade, caught everything out live on Discord, and our ATR bands indicator has been used for the stop loss method. You could have also went for the VWAP, because it has been a down close candle and we haven't formed a significant low after this breakout to the upside, pullback for the continuation trade. We haven't formed this low yet, especially with this down close candle. So I wanted to give it some room for it to find that low and hit our 2-to-1 risk reward, which played out perfectly. So now we're looking at 4 winning trades and 5 losing trades, and we made it back to our 3% profit so far this week. Now we're looking at the London price action on Thursday, and we got our first entry right here at 2:45, 15 minutes before the London Open, which played out perfectly, making us another winning trade. So we're currently looking at 5% up until right here. But after this trade, we unfortunately have been triggered into 2 long positions. Both of them hit their stop loss, so we have to add 2 losing trades. on top of our already existing 5 losing trades. And now we're back down at 3% net profit for the week. Alright. And looking at today, Friday's London kill zone, we got a entry signal right here at 205 for an entry short. You could have either placed your stop loss at the VWAP or at the swing high. I wanted to go for the swing high to give it a little bit more room, and I did not feel safe placing it at the VWAP in case we might get a retracement of this momentum candle to the downside. We can see it's quite a big one that has been rejected from the VWAP, and it also hit our take profit target, and that has been the only entry this Friday. So all up, we're looking at 6 winning trades and 7 losing trades, which is adding up to a net profit of 5%. This week we did not have any break-even trades because we move our stop loss to break even once 1 to 1.5 risk reward is hit. This didn't happen this week. If 1 to 1.5 risk reward has been hit, we moved to our take profit target straight away. So we did not end up with any break-even trades this week, and we made a net profit of 5%. And now think about it. If you're currently trading a strategy, or if you're currently trading this strategy, your worst enemy is basically yourself. I know it from my own trading, and I've been trading with the strategy for a long time, and also from all the Discord community members. The hardest part about trading is to not overcomplicate it and to simply, at least if you're trading with a mechanical system, to forget everything, at least for that 3-hour session that you're trading in. Because I know how we are as traders. Everyone's the same. Everyone has been studying so much material about support and resistance, charting patterns, Fibonacci levels, and so much other stuff, ICT concepts, all the smart money hype that's currently going on. But for the sake of your profitability and your consistency, and you actually executing the strategy as it's supposed to be executed, as you would execute it during your backtest, it's pretty much essential for you to try to forget everything else that you know about trading, other than your entry, your stop loss, and your take profit target, which are rule-based with your strategy. Try it out, and it's actually not that easy, because even though today on this trade everything should have worked out to plan, and right here we had our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward and we did not hit it. Then the London Open came in and we saw this consolidation, which at the point to me looked like accumulation. Alright, so this is looking like accumulation. What's happening right now here? This could either go to the downside or the upside. And then I had a look at the S&P 500, which today pumped right here at 3 a.m., pumped to the upside, taking out all these highs. The same thing happened on NASDAQ. I'm not going to show that to you right now, but it happened. NASDAQ actually pumped even further to the upside. So right here at this candle, I was so terrified. I'm not sure if terrified might be the right word here, but today hasn't been my best day, and I'm happy to admit it, because maybe it helps you to recognize that on some days your performance is just not at its peak, and that's okay. That's more than okay. And right here at this candle, I decided to already move my stop loss to break even, because I was thinking too much, because I knew where price is going to go next. I assumed, because I know so many other concepts and stuff that could have been potentially forming. You could have looked at a 1 minute time frame to see what's actually going on down here, going to a higher time frame. If you want to learn from my mistakes, so you don't have to make the same mistakes, trust me when I say try to forget everything that you know about trading, as silly as it might sound, if you're trading a mechanical system. Because sometimes more knowledge, especially with trading, is not helpful, because you're always gonna see something that might trick you into thinking, oh, this trade is not playing out, or this is not going to work, or I might move my stop loss to break even a little bit earlier. I I might just take my profit a little bit earlier because I don't think it's gonna drop that deep. And then eventually it's going to take profit. It would have even hit a higher risk to reward. Not that that is my goal. My goal is to execute the strategy as good as I can. And today I made a mistake. I'm happy to say it out loud that I made a mistake. It's not a problem for me. I learned out of my mistake. I journaled it. And yeah, I hope that some of you or members of our community can actually learn from my mistake and keep on going forward without making this mistake in their trading journey. So to sum up this video, this week we successfully made 5% net profit by only trading 3 hours per day with a specific timing window, so you can structurize your day, which is also really important if you have a strategy and the strategy is also rule-based and you trade it for 12 hours straight, or you trade it only when you have the time to be at the charts. That's not really a system because you're picking out random trades throughout the day because that's when you're able to actually take them. With this system, you have a fixed time window. You can also trade it during the New York session, but this week and last week I've avoided the New York session due to the high impact news that we have received during the New York session this week and last week. But yet, we made 5% net profit just by trading this simple strategy. Of course, in live or during live trading, you are going to make some mistakes. Like I have made a mistake today. So I actually only ended up with 3% net profit because I closed this trade at break even. So, and that's happening. Why did it happen? Because I thought and I assumed, because I knew too much of what could have happened, blah blah blah. I only made 3% profit for that week, which is still exceptional. I'm really happy for it. But I could have made 5%. And why didn't I make 5%? Because I thought too much. In the end of the day, because I knew too much. I looked at different currency pairs. I had so many things going on in my head that I basically convinced myself that this trade is not going to work out. And yet it did. So sometimes knowing too much is not actually helpful. And yeah, talking about something helpful, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it was, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet, make also sure to join our Discord server because we've been trading live for the past, I think, 2 or 3 months already, basically this whole year, during the London and New York kill zone for a 3-hour timing window inside of our Discord server, where we've been exchanging and we've talked about trading ideas, where I'm also sometimes sharing trading ideas during the New York session that I'm currently looking at using the Scalper Pro. Alright guys, take care and enjoy your weekend. I will see you next week.